Okay, so I've had a lot of questions recently about my hoop house and also about my pruning and trellising of the tomatoes. So I thought I'd stop real quick and do a video. I'll still answer the questions, but I thought maybe a visual tutorial would kind of help out. And you'll have to forgive me, I've been in the hoop house all morning and it is quite warm. I've got my helper here helping me out a little bit. What I've done when I planted my tomatoes, it's been about 3 weeks ago now. Transplanted them from my greenhouse and they have really taken off in here. And so it was time to get the trellising up. I've done a couple of different kinds of trellising over the years, just trying to figure out what I like best. And this is the one I'm going back to. This is the one I like best. What I have done on each end of these two center beds is I put 2x2s up on each end, and then I dug holes, put a board across, and put 2x2s up in the center for additional support. And I began with 2 cross boards going across. I've got 3 rows of tomatoes, so I do some pretty, I like to call it aggressive companion planting, and I'll be doing a video about that pretty soon. But so my stuff's pretty close together. I've got 3 rows of tomatoes in these 2 beds. So I have to find a good way to trellis. I do not like tomato cages. They just get in the way. I prefer this particular system. So I'm going to show you what I did. So with these uprights, I put a couple of crossboards already. We will have to continue taking those up as the tomatoes grow. But to get us started, I got these on here, and I've taken my twine, and it's just basic twine. And actually on Amazon, it's called tomato twine. So I guess it's exactly for this purpose, but it works really well. I tied on to my crossboards at each row, and I am weaving the strings front and back of the tomatoes, and then coming back the same direction and crisscrossing them, basically doing a weave. And I'll show you, I've kind of got one section left here where I've got to complete. I've got it tied off, and I'm just going to go back and forth around my tomato plants, pull off any suckers that I see, and this actually holds it pretty well. It tightens it up, and so each tomato kind of helps to straighten it up as you're going. And once I get down to the other end, I'll just loop around and come back and go with the opposite weave. And so far, it's working pretty well. It worked pretty well for me a couple of years ago, and after trying several methods, I just tend to prefer this one.